Hey everybody, it is Makeup Monday. Everyone's coming off of a vacation week, kinda, sorta. It's really weird when July 4th falls slap dab in the middle of the week. You're not sure if you take off the days before July 4th, the days after July 4th. I know it seems that most of my friends just didn't take it off. So it's just like a regular work week with a party day smack dab in the middle of it for the most part. What I'm going to talk about today is something that really I think is very important, and as I go through Facebook and look at all my friends and clients and people's posts, the one common thing I seem to notice, especially with women our age, 40s, 50s, 60s, it doesn't seem to be as much with the younger girls. There are a few, but mostly it seems to be the older women. I think it's a generational thing. Sort of like, once upon a time we were told to put foundation from our forehead to our chin, and now I'm trying to get people to lighten up and only use makeup where you need it. It's the same thing with eyeliner. I seem to find, looking at my, just scrolling through Facebook, people I know, people I don't know, the one common thing I seem to see a lot is everything will be all on point, but then they have this heavy black eyeliner that 9 out of 10 times looks a little bit smudged, and not in a good way. It looks like it's runny, it's just messed up, like maybe you slept in it. It's just traveled a little bit. And so that's what we're going to talk about today, is ways to, for middle-aged women especially, to get their eyeliner, a little more on point, to get it a little more trendy, because it's very dating. When we do some of the things that we do with our makeup, it really dates our look. Something in my throat today. So, first of all, I really went through Facebook trying to find some pictures of, bad eyeliner, just really harsh black eyeliner that had worn and smudged throughout the day. And believe it or not, it's hard to find a lot of black eyeliner that looks like that, because it's just not the trend. You really don't see people wearing their eyeliner. They wear more shadows under their eye. Now, they wear heavy liners on the top, they tight line, but they wear more shadows underneath it. So I actually had a hard time finding some pictures. Found some funny ones, but not some real life pictures of women who do this. If you guys jump on there, comment and let me know that you're watching, so I'll know that this live is going out. I know this is an odd time of the day for me to be doing this, so thought I'd get on here early today because I've got a lot to do this afternoon. So if you put on your eyeliner and you have problems throughout the day with your eyeliner running and smearing and traveling, number one, check how you remove your makeup at night, or if you remove it at all. Because if you remove it with a really oily remover that leaves a lot of residue, baby oil, if you're just halfway getting it off, or maybe you're sleeping in it, the products from the day travel and wick, and they just make it run and smear. So 9 out of 10 times when people tell me their mascara and their eyeliner is running, it's because of how they remove it the night before, or the fact that they don't remove it at all. That's just as bad as not removing it at all is worse than the way you remove it. Another issue I find is I will watch people, they'll come over for a makeover and they'll say, no matter what I do, no matter what brand I use, cheap, expensive, waterproof, not waterproof, my eyeliner travels. And in mascara, and I find that it's also the products that they use throughout the day or in the morning before they apply their makeup. So when you're putting on your eye creams and things like that, you want to use this orbital bone as a guide to keep your eye creams and eye products down here, our wrinkle creams and all that good stuff, because they're going to wick and they're going to travel to a degree. And so if you put it all the way up here, there's nowhere for it to go but right in that lash line, and then you're going to have irritated eyes, and you're going to find that your products run and smear throughout the course of the day. So how you remove your makeup and where you're applying your skincare products has a lot to do with your eyeliner smearing throughout the course of the day. And something you may want to look at if you really just struggle with this, no matter what you do or try, is switching to a powdered eyeliner, which is my personal favorite. Now, something else that I thought today that might help keep your eyeliner in place. You know, we have BOGO going on, so this is perfect time to try some of these products and to mix and match some of the colors. So one thing I thought today that's never crossed my mind, for people that constantly have their makeup smearing down here or on their eyelid, is our product, our really cool product. Hey Melinda, our really cool product called Made Matte. This is designed for oily skin, the T-zone. It makes you look poreless. And I thought, I wonder if I could put this, you know, up against the eye. And it turns out it is an amazing product for making you look really flawless right under the eye. I know a lot of us have this from Beauty Club, and it's a product I forget to use because I'm just not that oily anymore. So when you've got it, you know, don't forget to go over your T-zone throughout the day to knock down the shine on your skin. You could also use it on the lid as somewhat of a primer. So just try taking your Made Matte and getting it right up against those lashes to knock the oil and the shine, to see if that will help your liner from traveling just a little bit. Okay, and the next thing I thought that's a really good additive is, we all know that we should take some powder and set our concealer, because the concealer is another product that's really bad at traveling up into the liner. We put the concealer way too thick and way too close to the eyes. So keep it a little further away, you know, just, you know, get it in the, because generally your concealer only needs to go up in here and in the crevice more than it needs to go real thick. I know a lot of the YouTube girls, the young girls, put like an inch thick coat, you know, way down like in a V, but keep it lighter, closer to the lashes. But we have a really unique product called Look Alive that I forget about all the time, and it's very cool, one of a kind. It is a product especially designed for under the eyes. So it's this tiny little case right here. I've been using the same one since last August. I generally pull it out and use it when I'm really trying to get my makeup all fancy for a party or something. But for those of you that have trouble with your products running throughout the day, and you really want to use concealer, but you don't like the look of powder under the eyes, this Look Alive is especially made for that. So after you've done your concealer, look how pretty that is. It's a highlighting powder that's just for under the eyes. So you can put this on to sort of set that concealer. This is a really fancy special product that we don't talk about enough, that's very special. And I'm just going to take off the edges right there. But not only is that going to highlight and illuminate my eyes, but it's going to stop the eyeliner from traveling as well. I just got some in my eye. Hard to talk and get that on at the same time. So that is a product called Look Alive. It's small, but for BOGO, you would get two. It would last you the rest of your life, because, you know, it's not something I use every day, but for those of you that have problems with the eyeliner running, then this is a product you definitely would want to try under the eyes. Okay, so now we've got liquid liners. We're not going to talk about that as much today, because that's a whole nother challenge. And most girls that are good with liquid liners, that's just their thing, and they're good at it, and they like playing with it. I'm going to talk about the women that generally use day-to-day eyeliner. The #1 eyeliner tool is going to be an eyeliner itself. I'm going to encourage you guys, we've talked about this a lot, about doing something called tight lining. And that's where you're just going to flip up your eyelid, and I've got a mirror right here, I'm going to scoot over here, and just get that fleshy area. What I've really noticed with a lot of women my age these days is we've got a lot more flesh than we used to have, because we start doing this right here and we start seeing more of that. And so this is going to fill in all those lashes, and look at the difference it made between the two eyes already. It gives your lashes a lushness, a thickness, and it makes it have like a real sultry look. So every day I tight line both eyes. People that have very blonde lashes and have it takes a little practice. It's just something, I just hold my lashes up and go in. I'm used to it. Takes a little practice, but once you get the hang of it, makes a giant difference in your eyes. I have felt weak all day because I don't have my eyeliner and products those on, and so it's made me feel like I'm just not dressed and I'm not finished. So that's a little tight lining. Now you can tight line if you, here's the big mistake I am seeing is women taking this black eyeliner and just going to town right there. It is not attractive, it's not youthful, it's very dated. It shows our age, it dates our makeup. Even the young girls that come to my office with this heavy black line right there, it's not even attractive on them. And so leave the black liner off of this. If you want to line the bottom, you know, a little inside your waterline, right on your lashes, is about all you need to do. And if you've got tiny, tiny, tiny eyes, then just leave it off altogether. Don't tight line, don't put it on the inside. So you're thinking, well, how do I line under my eyes? Another tip before I move on to that with this is if you really struggle with a straight line, all you need to do is just sort of, you know, and if you want a line on top, just kind of go in and do a little dash, a little dash, a little dash, and then take a really good angle brush and just connect them. Because the bottom line, can you see how I just connected all those little dashes with this brush? And I can take this and kind of pull it out and make somewhat of a little fake winged liner with that. So already my eyes are getting beefier and bigger and bolder. And so, because the main challenge I see with a lot of people is that they skip and their eyeliner is jumpy, they don't have a steady hand. And the main thing is they do that and then you see gaps between their lashes and it really shows that you weren't straight. And so the way you can finagle that is, again, a little dash, a little dash, a little dash. Take a really good flat angled brush, and we have an amazing brush set with the best angled brush ever, and just go back and connect them. And then take this and really kind of smudge it into your lashes, and that's going to make all your lashes look connected. Eyeliner was really brought about to make our lashes look lush and thick and full, and so, you know, it wasn't really meant to just be a rim or, you know, a circle around our eyes, unless you're trying to get funky and creative and do a winged eye or something like that. Speaking of that, if you want to do a winged eye while you've got this here, remember I taught you before, close your eye, that's your wing, and go up. So that's your perfect wing. When we try to do a wing from up here, it ends up going down, and we want this going up. So I always do my wing from right there. So can you see that? And then that way it pulls the eye up. Now, for the bottom eyes, what I really prefer to do is this little brush and some eyeshadow liners. We are actually really fortunate because we actually have eye powder liners. We have a black, we have a cocoa, we have an indigo. We had a color called Plum Passion, and we still have a lot of them in our franchise. They might not be in the new books, that I love as an eyeliner. And then I love coppers and golds around my eyes too. And then I love colored liners. We don't have any good colored liners, and so I don't actually like a colored pencil. I prefer a brown or a taupe pencil, but then I prefer a colored powder because it's a little softer, and the depth of the black or the brown will anchor this wild color and make it not look so crazy on my eyes. So on the other eye, I'm going to take this little brush, spritz it with some water, and go in with the indigo and show you how on this eye it is just as nice of a liner, but it's way more forgiving. It sucks when you can't see anymore. And flip it around to get the angle up there on the wing and come back in. See, my wing is right there. I've got some, that's the thing about using black powders is the fallout. So generally I try to do my eyeliner before I've done all this, just so I don't end up with the black powder down here. Okay, so the black powder is just as user friendly and just as easy to get on as the eyeliner. Now, if you really like the depth of the liner, you can line first with the powder because it gets all in the lashes, and then go back over it with your liner to make it a little deeper and darker. But keep in mind that when you take liners over powders, especially I have a felt liner from another company that I love when I really want to do a wing, but I always do powder first so I can get my guide and my wing down pat. So when I do this, I end up with product on here, just like I end up with product on here. And so you'll want to take, you know, something and clean them off because you think they're dried up and they're no good, when a lot of times it's just product on there. The same with my mascara, because I load my lashes with powder, and then I apply my mascara, and my mascara gets to feeling dry and gummy. And it's because of the powder that gets built up on my mascara wand. So if your mascara is drying out quicker than normal and you're doing that little tip I told you before about the powder on the lashes, that might be why. So just clean your wand off, you know, put a little saline down in there and get it going again, and it's all good. Okay, so I've got some black on both eyes, one with a pencil, one with a powder, and then underneath it I'm going to go in with this sangria, since I have sort of that kind of color on today, and just come in and go under my eye. And I'm only going to go on that outer corner. And I wet my brush, and the reason you wet your brush first is because by wetting this little angled brush, you're not going to have as much fallout as normal. Now I'm going to come in, just because I like on the inner corner of the eye to always come back with a little gold or a little copper. Today I'm going to do gold, and just get some gold. Can you see that? Right up in there. It softens it. It makes it look a little, and I'll kind of go over the dark powder too. It's a really, really pretty look. And you can even come in and add a little gold right in there. Oops. I dipped it in the wrong color. Okay, so that's the easy, quick way to get a little eyeliner on with powder. If you can try not putting black eyeliner under here, it just looks so much more trendy, youthful. And then I love taking a big fluffy brush and just kind of coming in and really smoking it out. You know, sometimes when I'm really trying to do a sultry look, I can get really smoky and kind of drag this even a little further down, and I found that it's actually kind of good with my lines and circles to kind of conceal a little bit more of that skin with powder. So come back in with, you know, a little gold or something and just kind of smoke it out just a little bit, okay? So it's a very smoky, sultry eye. If you want to use color, I know a lot of us have palettes with gorgeous purples and teals and blues and pinks, but you're not sure how to use them on your eyes. I almost always do a neutral eye every day. But if I want a fun color, I didn't put a tissue up here. I'll just show you. I'll come back in with this teal. That's one of my personal favorites, especially this time of the year. I'll wet, and I always still do a little darker color before I do the color, just so it gets kind of anchored, and you don't look at me and just see, you know, the teal. You see, and I know this on camera, this isn't going to show up. I'm going to look like a hoochie mama. But if I want the teal and the blues on my eyes, I'm just going to do it around my lashes. But I already did the black first, so it's going to anchor it, it's going to make it a little deeper, and then come back over it with a fun wow color. And it makes my eyes really, really pop. So I'll do the teal right over that. So instead of doing the whole eye in the teal, I'm just going to do it around my lashes. So that's a fun way to get some color. I'm going to come back with a little translucent powder and knock off some of this fallout that I have here, just because I'm in a hurry. And normally I try to lean over and look down. That way the product doesn't end up all on my cheek as it is today. Okay, so, you know, during BOGO, you can mix and match colors. So, like, if you want to get the black eyeliner powder or the cocoa, or you want to try one of the golds or the coppers, you can, you know, buy one, get one free. I think they're like $8.75. You get 2 for that price as a member, and then you get an additional 15% off of that. So you're getting colors for like you know, $4, $3.75, something like that. And you can also get the bento box, so you can load up with some fun colors, so you can have your personal own little eyeshadow collection to use as shadows, liners. You could use the cocoa in your brows, you know, all that good stuff. And this would still hold a powder if you wanted to drop a powder or a blush in there. Okay, so we talked about tight lining, and we talked about finding your wing. That's always a question I get. Just close the eye. That is your natural wing. And then, of course, you're going to want to come back and connect it to make sure it's even across the top of the eye. Let's see. And another really cool tip, you know, like we've got this gorgeous indigo, is we use shadow as liner. So what about using liner as shadow? Just take one of your eyeliner pencils. Maybe you've got some old chubby sticks that you don't use anymore, or you know, some old liners that run, you don't like them, but you want to, you know, you don't want to throw them away. Just kind of color a big glob on your finger so it gets warmed up like that. This is our indigo, which is a great color, by the way, for in here, because it really makes the whites of our eyes look a little whiter. And then you'll come back, you know, with either a fluffy brush, or, you know, say you want to add some blue to that eye. And see, that's just that eyeliner that I just added. I'm going to have on a lot of makeup for 12 o'clock during the day. That blue eyeliner. So use your eyeliner as eyeshadow, just like you use your shadow as liner, you know, then, and that's really pretty. And actually, you know, this time of the year, because I've talked a lot about the cream blushes, is the creams really stick to our skin good because of the heat and the humidity. All right, so that's kind of it. And then, of course, I'm going to finish with a coat of mascara, because now I have a lot of product on my lashes. You remember how you do this, and this also makes me look like I have eyeliner, because I get next to the lash line and I wiggle, 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 and look at the difference one more coat of mascara makes. Okay, finish the other eye, mainly because I just have product fall out on my lashes, so it looks like there's powder from my end on the lashes. This is definitely a nighttime heavy look. It's not something I would do during the day, generally, but you know, it's fun. These things make you nuts. They will not stay down. It keeps creeping up. Okay, so do you have any questions at all? If you do, you guys comment. You know, if you saw the video, if you do any of these tips, if you've got any tips you can add. I'll just sort of recap. You know, don't, you know, lose the black eyeliner under the eye. It looks like I have black eyeliner, but, you know, a lot of pictures I looked at over the weekend, they actually had black eyeliner that was just sketchy and smudged and running down their eye, and it's not smoky and pretty and, you know, trendy. It's just very aging, and you never want to do just a line that doesn't continue around the eye. It's like, who naturally has a line there with nothing to finish it off? It needs to be like an infinity almost, like it's just kind of this loop going around your eye. But I do stop my eyeliner about, you know, right in there, and then I use the brush to kind of smoke it on in. Thanks, Pam. Someone commented, so I know you guys can see me. Okay, so try the Made Matte, because I know a lot of you have that up under the eyes if you really have a lot of problem with wicking and traveling, and the Look Alive, two really unique products that would really help with the under eye makeup traveling and your mascara as well. You know, do the little dashes and smudge it with a pencil, tight line in the eye, how to do the wing. If you want some colored liners, you know, do colored powder. It's a little more forgiving, a little more user-friendly. I think it's prettier and a little sexier. And use your, you know, use your shadows as liners and use your liners as shadows, especially during these hot months. So I hope some of these tips helped. Don't forget, BOGO ends on the 16th, I believe, coming up here soon in the next few days. Mix and match all your colors, so you can get a summer powder, a winter powder, a couple of different shadows, you know, a couple different lipsticks. I have on the Mocha Mauve and the Rose Dust and the Scarlet Lip Pencil today. So that's kind of the Rose Dust goes on everything, you know that. So you guys have a great week, and comment if you have any eyeliner questions, okay? If you have any eyeliner concerns, any issues, or if you have a tip that would help some of the people watching. I know this is not the time of day I normally do this. A lot of people will catch the replay. But you guys go out and have a great Monday and make it a great week. Bye.